authenticity is really important to me. And I think that Polygence inspires and promotes authenticity. Doing what you want to do because you want to do it. My specific love for 18th century and fully recreating garments in the way that I did for Polygence came when I was about 8 years old and I went to Colonial Williamsburg. That was sort of like my genesis of really being curious about clothing and about clothing from a cultural and a historical standpoint specifically. So my project in its entirety was to recreate a 18th century robe a la Anglaise. I started with a painting. It's titled Self-Portrait with a Heart, and it's by Rose Adelaide Ducrot. She was a very wealthy woman, and I was really inspired by the fact that it was a self-portrait. So there was a woman artist and a woman subject, and I thought the painting was just so beautiful, and it really captured me. And so a big part of the project was researching, and then a big part of it was trial and error in terms of actually constructing the garment. So my mentor was Desra, and she was absolutely fantastic. I loved working with her. She's a costumer. She works actively in the costuming industry. I was able to get her wisdom on what her job looked like, what her day-to-day looked like. But also I had someone who really deeply understands sewing, who really deeply also understands fashion history. I sourced historically accurate material, so I was using silk taffeta, which is what that dress would have been most likely made of. And I think that's where a lot of the troubleshooting came in was, I have all the pieces cut out and I have them all in front of me, and it's like doing a puzzle, but it's a 3D puzzle, and also it has to fit you. But once I actually did get it, it was just that much more rewarding. Actually putting it on the second after I finished it was the most memorable part of the actual experience. This to me is a way to study humanity. And so this is my psychology. This is my history. This is my art history. This is my government class. Everything that I can see on this dress and identify in this dress. With Polygence, there's so much more that you can accomplish. I felt like I had exhausted all of the resources that were available to me. I had watched every lecture on YouTube, and I was doing it so alone and individually that to have that mentor, nobody in my school could have given me the wisdom that she was able to give me or the help that she was able to provide to me. My brain is just going and going and going with all the ideas of where I could be next, where I could go next. I have the tools now to take this where I want to go.